Philly City. Got us some reservation at the camping at the farm. The lady picked us up in Estaing, and we were gonna stay in a teepee, but you know, it's a little bit cold, and teepee was warmed by a fire, so very authentic and stuff. You can go there, have fun, but I didn't want to smell like smoke forever either, so we stayed in another spot instead, which was great. And Fabrice doesn't snore, which is great. Didn't have to use my noise canceling earphones. And then we walked back to Estaing. It's like, I think she said 1.7, and she offered to give me a ride because I left a little bit later, but I already kind of have my heart set on want to come in this way. I'm not sure it's going to come down from above Estaing like I imagined, with a cool view, but that's fine. I think I might do a little bit slower, fewer miles today, but you never know.
The body and time that we occupy, it is all together sacred. Slow down.
Turns out I was headed the wrong direction. I had thought that the trail went through Estaing, and I was going along and I saw an X going one way, so I thought, well, it's obviously this other way. And I saw 3 yellow lines at least. I thought, I guess that's it, it's just not marked as well as usual. Luckily, a very nice man stopped. He said, "Are you heading toward Conch?" And I was like, yeah. So, and then a pickup stopped, and I threw my pack in the back. He gave me a ride, a kilometer back in the right direction. So, thank you to you kind people. So I guess all in all, I got an extra 2.5 kilometers this morning. And there, across the river right now, is where I started this morning. And I was just marching up the hill a little bit, walking up the hill, and I turned flat at the top, and I noticed you totally have to change which muscles you're using, even at not a terribly steep grade.
Don't worry about what you wear or eat, just stop and smell the roses. Nothing here is guaranteed, but the love surrounding you and me will hold us together. Slow down and listen for a heartbeat.
Hey, welcome to our picnic today. What we've got is some cheese, some brie, and some saucisson, some sausage, some kind of American bread, because the boulangerie was closed already, and some trail mix, rando trail mix. I'm not even sure what some of these things are. Good choice. By the way, I got these compression sacks, and I didn't end up really using them for compression, but they're quite good for organization. So I've got all my food in this bag. I've got another one with electronic stuff. What else do I have? I'm using a different bag for clothing, another one for dirty clothes, and one more kind of small one for toiletries. So it's really especially useful because at most sheets, you have to leave your backpack downstairs or somewhere out, and then they give you a little plastic cart to bring the stuff you need up to the room. It's all in an effort to try to control bed bugs. So if you know what you can grab quick and you're on your way, that's useful. So I recommend it. Do it.
8, 17, 25, 2/3 alive. I can still breathe enough of the time, enough to pretend like I'm alright. 17, 25 with bloodshot eyes. I can still sleep on most nights. I can still, but sometimes don't know,
I had lilacs in my yard growing up, backyard. They smell so sweet. Always puts me in a good mood, so I'm stopping and smelling those as I go along. wish they were like just wild growing out somewhere so I could like take a little piece and bring it along, but kind of boosts my mood a little bit, to be honest. It's nice. There was a scale right back there along the side of the road, so I went and measured my pack. I've been telling people it was probably about 12 kilos. It's 15, so a little bit more. 33 pounds, I guess. So you might say that's bad news, or it just means that, hey, I'm getting stronger. And yeah, good to know, I guess. This road, man, every time you think, oh look, I see the sky. That's as high as it can go. And then, you know, it turns and it goes higher and higher and higher. But I'm just certain that that one has got to be it, because you look around, there's no higher for it to go. And as soon as I get there, I've got a nice, sweet golden apple I can sit in the shade and enjoy.
Everything's gonna get better. If anything's gonna get better, yeah. If anything's gonna get better, yeah. If anything's gonna, I've been learning that it's where I set my eyes. It will tell how this pain can shape and give life. I've been holding on so tight, but I know over time, yes I know, yes I know that everything's gonna get better, yeah. Everything's gonna get better, yeah. Everything's gonna get better.
There was one more hill in the way, a very small one, but now it is going downhill again. So it is time to enjoy this apple. And I'll tell you what I've been thinking about some this morning. Like, a lot of this trip, as you know, has been really beautiful. And I've just been looking around thinking, this is beautiful, this is a little extreme, this is cool, this is interesting. But there are also, there's also been a fair amount of time thinking, why am I here? What am I doing? What's the point of all this? And had some of that this morning. You know, I've come down from the highlands. I think that's probably the most stunning, beautiful, interesting part. And apparently there are kind of a lot of, not exactly plains, you know, but flatlands, lowlands below might be a lot kind of more the same. So, you know, if I miss that, I'm probably not missing out on that much. I remember flying over this whole area on Google Maps and just checking out like how deep the valleys are and stuff. And every once in a while, it's a little bit weird in a cool way to actually be here walking it now. Kind of like some sci-fi, like, and virtual reality, and all of a sudden there you are, for real. But my conclusion just before the top of the hill is the point of sticking around and not quitting. At first I was thinking, you know, maybe it's just to suffer more, because that can be good. That could be good for you. I haven't completely reached all of my goals, clearing out my heart and everything like I wanted. So I'll keep walking and count on that happening more and more. But then my next conclusion, which is even better, is I think, and this applies probably no matter what you're doing, that a lot of the point to doing anything is to feel good. And I'm not talking about just quick, immediate pleasure. I'm not talking about just the dopamine effect, which is great, right? But more the serotonin, I guess, the longer lasting, the purposeful, meaningful stuff. And so in the meantime, for now, I will just work on having a happy attitude, looking around and appreciating what is, forcing my brain into that rut, you know, digging that rut deeper, and hope it sticks, it becomes easier and easier. And also hope to just run into some more people who, I mean, everybody's nice. There's a lot of classy people around. Who I really like, and I look forward to seeing some of them again. But it'd be even nicer to run into people who I really, really click with.
I've had some good conversations in French, but my French is limited. I'm a little bit tired of speaking it all the time. Anyway, that happens. Here's how culture shock works, by the way. I expected to run into this sooner. It goes in waves. So at first you're like, we're going on a trip, I'm excited. And then maybe you're daunted. You're like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. And then you're like, you're there and like, this is so cool. And it goes back up. And then, oh, this is tricky or scary or hard or whatever. And then, oh, I learned something, yay. And then, oh, it's harder. And this wave, this pattern tends to last for as long as your trip is scheduled. So sometimes the nice thing to do is schedule like a 1 week trip and then stay for months. I did that in China once, actually. Anyway, 3 week trip turned into 4 months after I'd been teaching English in Taiwan. I expected to find more of that earlier, but I think this feeling, as I was walking this morning, I was like, I'm tired of speaking French all the time. I think that was kind of the first one. It wasn't even that bad, but they hit me, so I shouldn't be too surprised. Short, but we don't have a good word. In short, I guess we do in English. It's mostly good, not quite all good, but it's mostly good. And we'll continue and get more and find out and stop rambling and enjoy my apple. I love these. That is exactly as good as I anticipated.
Follow me down into the wilderness, we can fool around. Tell me all the things that you like, I'll turn your world upside down. Heaven's cold, the water here is warmer, so come and take a dip. Running through my mind the whole time is, oh, one taste's a myth, one taste's a myth.
Here's one of those lovely spots that just feels like late spring, summer, completely peaceful and totally grim. So yeah, I'm stopping here for a minute to soak this in.
Pacing
right after 7. Got myself a room. A little shopping. Nice little spot here by the épicerie. And then I'll head up to the gîte. It's a nice day. It's perfect temperature, just the tiniest bit cool. Now, just in the evening. The birds, the everything. You know, everything, there's not as much variety as there was those first days, like I was saying. So even though I got in a better mood for the whole last part of the day, even though a lot of us just walking down those paved roads, and they're kind of pretty spots, nothing like the start. So the decision to come here in the first place was like spur of the moment. Like, I was talking to my friend Chris, thought of it, was like, that's it, I'm doing it. Went home, renewed my passport, put everything together. If I end before Bilbao, it'll be a lot better thought out than the decision to come here in the first place. Problem is, if I do, then I've got some other decisions to make. What else am I going to do instead? I do have a airfare, like non-changeable airfare. That's one reason I got it for $500 round trip, because I thought, why on earth would I stop short? So I guess I'd have to think of something better to do if I quit. I'm probably talking about this too much anyway, counting my chickens before they hatch. But I don't have to do it to impress anyone. I have a long resume of impressive things. I don't need it anymore. Also, I'm a lot less worried about impressing people than I used to. You know, I'd rather just do what's good. And maybe walking is good. My 36-pound pack. A little more with this. I'll drink a bunch of it tonight. Yeah, you know what? Walking's going to be good. I need to do more of that. I'm going to stop talking about that for at least a few more days. All right.